now listening to The Real.
Man, I appreciate them dudes for talking about
The Raw.
Wait, they were talking about
The Relatable.
That's exactly what I've been going through.
The Relentlessly Real Podcast.
Welcome to the Relentlessly Real Podcast, where we discuss real, raw, and relatable topics. Thank you for taking time to listen to our podcast today. Let's kick this off with some introductions. My name is John.
I'm Antonio.
And as always, I am Terrence.
Still Terrence, huh?
Still Terrence.
I hear that. So guys, we are in the middle of our quarantine series of just trying to hold it down in the midst of this whole COVID-19 situation. So we're still trying to, as we said last episode, continue to give you content and talk about relevant topics that are happening today. So what's going on with you guys? I know you've pretty much been home, but what's been up?
You poor
Y'all like, dog.
Almost nothing. You know, I keep buying things too, so that's not good.
Yeah, I've been buying things. I've been working out more though. That was a good thing. Yo, I looked at my my Apple Watch, like you know how it tracks like your workouts, and it tracks like it also tracks like each day and puts like the data.
Yeah,
I had 10 workouts between February and March and April.
Jesus,
bruh.
I was like literally like not doing anything. Like
me either.
I have 47 in May.
Wow.
So
I think I'm gonna step it up in June, like with because I got the Peloton. So
yeah. I got that.
I need to step it back up with that, because I've been slacking all March and April and May.
We've been Pelotoning.
January and February and March.
I was good in January though, but like I need to get back into riding at least 3 times a week.
You better ride, brother. You better ride. Ride that pony.
Using the bike.
Okay.
Oh, you meant the bike. Oh, my bad. Okay.
It's
the bike.
You got no judgment, yo. It's no judgment.
You married? Ride.
No, I can give her a ride.
Because you're married to a woman, but John, I don't know what you like.
You don't know what I'm into, so don't mean that. Don't mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's going on with you, T?
No, that's it, man. I've been Pelotoning, been running.
Oh, you got one too?
You got the bike or the treadmill?
I have a bike, and we got the Peloton app. So yeah, bike.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you had the Peloton bike.
No, I'm not brave enough.
Oh, you try to act like you doing big things.
Right.
Really, you really have a bike with a Peloton app. I have that.
Be clear, this bike was still $700.
He was like, "Yeah, I got the Peloton too." Yeah.
Right. I'm like, you don't have no Peloton, bro.
That bike was still $700. They want $1,200. You can kick rocks. I'm just not doing it.
Not paying it. You got a treadmill, right, Tony?
No, I got the bike.
Oh, you got the bike. Okay.
Yeah.
I just got.
Because my thing is a tablet holder, like I have the whatever the big iPad, whatever it is, like on it. I don't even use it because I push it to the TV like through AirPlay, or I push it through like to the projector in the other room. Like I don't even use it, or my 82-inch TV. So I'm like, I'm not using it.
Okay, sir, we don't need to know how big your TV is.
Exactly.
I'm not using this little thing when I can just look up and push it to the screen
on my 85-inch TV.
Right? Don't nobody need to know that crap. Don't nobody care about that.
Stop.
You try to stunt on the low. It's okay.
I'm not stunting on the low. Okay.
But nobody has an 82-inch screen TV.
I stunted on the high. I have an 82-inch.
Oh. QLED. 4K. Finish it out.
Well, it ain't 8K, so.
Oh. Okay. You said you have an 8? You said you have an 8K?
No, I don't.
Oh, I'm about to say it's a pissing test.
Like, where he got it from? Let me download that app. These Jordans, let me download that app.
Yeah. Well, I've been just like y'all here. You know what I mean?
Hey, no, we didn't ask you.
Are you nesting yet?
I'm gonna say it, huh?
Are you nesting yet?
What do you mean? I don't know what's nesting.
Preparing your
my nest egg. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I'm blown. I thought I was gonna have a son. I'm not gonna tell you know. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought I was gonna have a son the whole time, and even as the whole like live experience happened, I'm like, this is gonna be a blue egg. I know because we did. If you didn't see it, like my wife and I had like a blue egg and a pink egg, and we boiled well, we had our like babysitter who babysat the other child boil the egg to kind of say, okay, is it gonna be a boy or a girl? So they whatever egg that wasn't boiled was gonna be the sex of the child.
Bro, do y'all have bruises?
No, I didn't. My daughter was traumatized as like a mug.
Oh yeah,
she watched it happen, and she was just like, "Don't hit daddy with the egg. Don't hit mommy with it." So it was a whole thing a couple days after. But bottom line was, it was not a blue egg. It was a pink egg that was hit on my head. Pause. And yeah, I was pretty sad. But
another one,
bro, shut up. So what I'm thinking is. Literally that day, I left after that broadcast, and I said, "Babe, I need a moment. I need a minute, because I really did think it was gonna be a boy. I took the whip, and I had to go. I had to go for a ride, clear my head. I was boy.
Yeah, you can see it on your face.
What? I was like, we got another girl, another daggone girl.
And you was like, you could say he was trying to be excited because people were watching. But at the same time, he was grown, so you saw the struggle. Like, you saw the immense struggle.
Oh, it was look, and Maurice Haskins, he texted me on Instagram. He was like, "Yo, it's okay, bro. I know what like you do them like private public jumps, and then you don't expect to not go swing your way. You like, yo, that don't hurt." So anyway, I'm getting the baby room together. I'm about to start painting everything, and I figured like. Huh?
When you get your gun?
Oh,
you got
I'm gonna get an arsenal, and please believe, come on my property if you want to and try to holler at any of my girls. We're going in. We're going to fight. I just can't believe it, man. So
yeah, I sat there and said, and I felt so bad. I just said, "Yo, God is a
right."
Like, all that energy John was bringing, all that energy,
bruh. That was like, nope.
Comedian, like
nope. You gonna get that second girl, and you gonna shut up about it. I don't mind though. Like I truly, I don't mind. When I see my daughter and all that, and like she's growing, and like you having a kid and all that. It's just, it really is a life-changing experience, no matter what. And you see your child grow and learn and become this wonderful thing. And I am not going to shade none of it.
I told you, my boy John has 5 girls, yo.
See, and that's what I refuse to do. 5. That's what I refuse to do. I will not keep trying for a boy and keep having girls. No way. Okay. So I have enough energy maybe for one more, but we also think about getting a dog as well. So we may do that.
Yeah, we are too.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we are dealing with the whole COVID-19 thing, obviously, but there are other things that have been going on in our community. We're going to take a little time to talk about it. But before we do that, we have Antonio doing trending topics for today.
Yo, so, just to keep things light and funny, there's another Zoom tragedy doing, work conference calls. I don't know if you guys seen it. I think the hashtag is Damn Daniel. Where the guy thinks he cuts off his camera, and he goes and grabs the lotion and the tissue, and
we should play it.
I'm not on this account.
No problem.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
Sure. Let's just start off with January 2020. Now, consumer spending is up. If you look at the graph right below.
Page you be on?
I'm sorry, we're on page 12, the second graph from the top.
Okay. Daniel, turn your camera off.
All right. So if you look, we're at 0.15% higher than 2019. We started this quarter off at 2.75%.
Holy shit.
Daniel.
God.
I don't think he's
Daniel. Can you do that for us?
Daniel.
Daniel. Call Mika. Oh my God. Call Daniel on his cell. Call Daniel on his cell. How do we turn this feed off?
Wow.
We can't. Oh, hell no. Daniel. Oh my God. Daniel is the host. Holy shit.
Yeah, bruh. It is
it's amazing.
We'll play it. I'll put it in the
It's amazing, yo. It's amazing.
How people like how do you do that to yourself?
So initial reactions, Tony, initial reaction.
Like I was like, what is he doing? And then I saw him grab the lotion, and I was like, nah.
Here's the thing that I think that we're not really dealing with. He was still on the Zoom call, right? We all know that, but he thought he had logged off, but could still see his coworkers. So was he about to jack off to one of his coworkers? That's what I'm like, yo, what was you about to watch? Like, you're about to watch your coworkers and jack off.
One of them in the screen looked like one of those porno, library or teachers, when they walk in the room with the glasses and like the messed up hair.
With the corny lines and all that.
I have rewatched the video multiple times and zoomed in on each person's reaction. And the homegirl in the middle with the coffee cup.
She's the best one.
He's like,
hold on.
Daniel. And I love it. They're like, Daniel, please.
Daniel, got one of his friends.
Look, she has to be the lady, the boss. She was like, oh, hell no.
It was pure amazing comedy.
And then the guy that was talking, whatever his name is, Sean, he's like, Daniel.
And Daniel really, what's funny is that Daniel never, I don't even know how it's even possible.
I really want to see, I want to see.
Unless he minimized the screen.
He had to minimize
a real love, like a Real House, whatever, like when they bring all the cast together. I want to see a post with all of them. This incident. Bro, you have to find a new job. Like,
you're definitely not going back to work.
The thing that saves it is I don't think he pulled it out on camera.
It don't matter. They knew what he's about to do. I'm not saying they fire him. I'm saying he should fire himself. Like, I'm saying he should be like, I don't want to work here no more because I jerk off. Nah.
Because like that girl in the middle, everybody else was like, no. She's like, no. I want to see how
my teeth
hits record. Like, hits record meeting. Because every time Daniel gets out of line, oh really?
Right.
Oh really?
Yeah. You got his heart on lock, man. You got his heart on lock. That was hard to watch.
That was crazy.
You got anything else, Tony?
No, I think that's probably good just to keep it light. Like the other thing is binge watching, other Instagram shows and things like that. Like I started Ozark.
Oh, you started?
I haven't gotten that far. I finally started it.
Well,
I don't really watch shows when they're popular. I wait until everyone has finished it and then I may go back. Like Stranger Things. Like I finished everything with Stranger Things. Well after, everyone was already raving about it. Mm-hmm. But how about y'all?
I've been on Ozarks for a minute, so I don't even know.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't brother. But
no, what other shows?
I know, but what episode are you on for Ozarks?
I'm probably on episode 2 or 3.
You need to go faster. All right, T. What you got?
I finished Homeland, which is the most amazing show.
It is an amazing show.
I actually rewatched Homeland with Tanisha, and it's amazing.
I just get tired of her. I'm sorry. After a while, I'll be like, all this quivering lip.
You watching it?
I've watched the whole thing. I've seen Homeland.
No, you see Homeland.
I love Homeland.
You finished the whole series?
The whole thing, yes. All 9 seasons.
That was the best series finale I've seen of a series.
I agree. I don't know. I felt like I just wanted more, I guess. It was
That's the point. But they didn't I don't want to ruin it for people. It's amazing.
It was an amazing ending, though. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. But she's enough. She's carries a lot.
She's a lot, but she did a great job. Like you said,
in your that role,
shameless plug. What's the name of your YouTube?
Netflix or Chill.
Netflix or Chill. Terrence talks about how Homeland is just a great actor. It's like they're just bodying these roles, bro. And she's just amazing role. Like her and Saul, like they're just amazing.
I haven't even watched that. John.
You need to watch it because they're just, if anything, for the appreciation of people's ability to act so well, and it's well written.
We're watching. I'm rewatching. The morning show. I'm rewatching the morning show.
Did they put another season out for that?
Not yet. Okay. Yeah. I'm watching that, and then the new show that I'm watching is Money Heist because everybody kept talking about it. So Netflix.
I know people talking about it, but I am not feeling that junk. Like I got maybe like they say keep pushing past it, but I'm like I can't do it. I don't know. I gave up. I'm not going back. I don't want to hear nothing else about it.
I don't like them talking. Like what I don't like about those movies is you can tell the person does not have the same. It's kind of hard to match the person's intensity if you're changing the language.
Yeah.
Like you're redoing their language, so like you're not the original person who did it. So it's kind of hard. Like I don't like that part just from a critic standpoint. But I'm on episode like 7, and it's not all that like people. It's not a bad show, but I was expecting it to be like people kept. I mean, like you got to see Money Heist. Yours pretty good. I'm like,
okay.
But again, I'm a harsh critic because after watching like Homeland and Ozark and Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, like you gotta like
come with it.
No,
I understand. I've to double back to Morning Show for a second. I love that. That was one of the high, well-written, like, in my opinion, like, I mean, and it was such a timely, like, Me Too movement type of discussion that was like, to me, was like this. It was just a really, really good show. And not to give anything away, but there were certain parts in there that really make you feel like you felt it with that. Like they made you get into the scene with them. Honestly, it was really good.
That entire cast was bomb.
They had so many heavy hitters on there. I'm like, why did you have? Yeah, it was like amazing.
I'm gonna jack her name up. Gaburu Raw, the black girl who's like the young one. She kills it. The black news anchor when she gave that speech and like I was like, yo, she's going ham.
Yeah,
she kills it. Reese Witherspoon kills it.
Yeah.
Aniston is like she literally is Beyonce and Friends was Destiny Child. Like,
yeah,
he has literally left them like
yeah,
like in the dust.
No, she's an amazing actor.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah. I've been on Insecure.
Oh yeah, that's
I've been on.
What I was saying.
I mean, it does, but I mean, oh, Tony, you're muted, just so you know. Like it goes without saying, but Insecure has been really, really. I like you said, the quality, the writing, everything like that. They have all the sex in the world. I mean, they make everything a sex scene, which is a little annoying. But aside from that, though, like the actual structure of friendship, it kind of makes me kind of think about, like what we let to be petty arguments that we kind of like carry on, and like the pride that happens in friendships, mostly in women. Mostly in women, not necessarily in men. I feel like men don't really do that. I don't want to make it a sex
not that
thing,
much. Or we get over it real quick. Like
but like letting stuff fester, like between Issa and Molly. Like, why has it? That should have been addressed early on. Like, yo, like chill. But also, it's like Molly told Issa she ain't asking. So
yeah.
Issa found another way. You didn't say my man's is off limits,
right?
Or he can't help you. You just said I'm not going to help you.
Think something's wrong with that, T?
No, I said that's because shameless plug. I feel like men we tend to down in the world a realm of clarity, like very clear and very direct when we like without leaving anything to be like misconstrued or I want this. This is what I want. This is what I prefer.
Yeah.
Not leaving it up to thought, like And I felt like at least with them two, they leave. There's always what's unsaid. It's always like reading in between the lines. I'm like, just say what you mean. Like,
right. It did get frustrating that they were like, just say it so that y'all can just move on and argue about it and then move on. As a man, I feel like that's what we normally would do, or we would just be like, yo, I'm done with you and move on, and like not even. It's very much so either or. It's not this whole dance that I think happens a lot of times in female interactions that I've seen. So we're gonna go on to the next portion of Would You Rather. Did you guys have any more shows that you guys wanted to throw out?
I just throwing out Dave because if you like Insecure, Dave was good. They're very similar. Like Dave, like even though like they're not the same topic, but they're just about a group of friends.
Yeah, and I like the latter episodes of Dave. Dave got better around like episode 4 on.
I agree.
Yeah,
it starts off real raunchy, but I just like the fact that Dave, like I said before, like Dave. First of all, it's I didn't know it's FX's #1 rated show ever.
Yeah.
So it surpassed Atlanta and everything, which is like
amazing.
Like, wow. Amazing. Like, and Dave is a beast. Like I've been talking to John, sending videos. Dave rapping is a beast.
He can actually really rap.
He can like he wrote a lot of these. He's doing the scripts. Like the dude was like he was literally somebody who was sitting in the office, like working like a regular like 9 to 5 job, and he's like scripted this show that like he's a beast. Like he's just like just natural.
And most of those things I heard because I listened to Straight from the Heart, where Kevin Hart has his own show with his Plastic Cup Boys. Most of those things have actually occurred because Kevin Hart's one of the
executive producers,
executive producers of the show, and he said like most of those things actually happened to him. Like it's like literally based on a true story, so it's not just like show.
One more thought before we move on. We don't have to talk about it, but if you have not already, check out Black AF on Netflix. I just want to throw that out there. But
I want to. We will talk about that on another episode because I do want to dive deeper into because the people had a lot of controversy about the Black AF, and I think that can trickle into another conversation. But I love that one. That's a good one. That's on Netflix. So we're gonna go to the next part of our show where we say, "Would you rather?" And my first question is, would you rather have your significant other look through your texts or emails or internet history or your employer? So would you rather your significant other look through your texts, emails, internet history, or would you rather your employer look through your text, email, internet history?
I'm going to say my significant other because, some of the conversations you may have with some coworkers or things like that, you'll probably get fired. Well, I will probably get fired. So,
right.
Not because of like sexual harassment stuff, but just like, venting about, the issues that you see and the challenges of the job may lead to that. Whereas, the spouse, she knows what I'm looking at. So there's really no surprise there,
Yeah, I agree. We definitely have a lot of meetings after the meeting. And the meeting after the meeting is always where it gets like really real. So did you hear what she said? Like, that was stupid. Like, why is she talking? Like, I don't know if I would get fired, but I probably would be like, I know what I'm like, just don't listen to her.
Like, you may get called into another meeting if they read it. Like
meeting after the meeting after the meeting.
Or the meeting right now is COVID. The meeting during the meeting is like even better. Like sending GIFs and like
I feel like this question kind of implies that you have something to hide from your wife or a significant other. Which is why I agree with you guys. Like I would just have Javita read it because I'm like, I ain't trying to hide nothing from her. So I'd rather she see it than I'm an employer, This is the last one we're gonna do. We're gonna hop into the topic for today. Would you rather have a time machine that only goes forward in time or a time machine that only goes backwards in time?
I'm a historian, so time machine that goes backwards.
Okay.
I would love to see I would love to see like certain events. I would love the board as soon as that first European ship comes to Africa. No.
Now, also I know the caveats. Is this like a time machine where you're a fly on the wall, or is this a time machine where you're actually in it and you're like somebody in the event? So, like, if you go back to that ship coming over, are you on that ship coming over, or are you like literally like a fly on the wall watching it?
I think you could be you. I think it didn't say you couldn't change anything, but it's just like you could do more than just view. And that's tricky because I would definitely Marty McFly. If I can go forward and then go back, I would definitely bring back some things to make myself rich. So that's the thing.
I would go forward, but go ahead, Tony. What do you think?
I don't know what I do. I may just break it and not use it.
What? Doc Brown.
I'm about to say he's annoying. Well, I would definitely use it. I would go forward though. I would want to see what's to come. I would want to see because I feel like a lot of things that we see even now, like how we just reflect with our kids and like, or even with ourselves, like man, like things were so different when I was in high school. Say things were so different when I was in middle school.
Yeah,
I would
go back.
I would want to know what you said you would go back.
Yeah.
Oh, I would want to know what's gonna happen like in the future for my kids. Like what's middle school gonna look like for them? What's high school gonna look like for them? Like those type of things. Like I would want to know that, and because I feel like there's a lot that we don't know.
But if you go back, you could play some stocks. If you go back,
clearly I'm not. If I go forward, I can find out what's the company that is the most successful, and I can invest it in now. But
if I go back, if I could have invested in Apple, I could have invested in Google, I could have invested in YouTube, I could have invested in Facebook. Like then my kids, like they gonna be well off.
Yeah. Then the nostalgic moments, like those moments I would want to go back and see, or relive, things like that.
What moments?
nostalgic moments.
Oh, nostalgic moments,
yeah.
I would go back when I first met John and be like, nah.
Really?
Turn his cheek.
Yeah.
I'm
like
good.
That
ain't it. That ain't it. We ain't friends. Anyway, man, as you guys know, there have been a lot of things that's been going on in the culture today, and we want to take some time to just kind of breathe out about it, honestly, and just discuss it. We actually talked offline. All three of us have talked offline, and actually included Mike as well. About how we're just kind of worn of this topic of like Black America, being Black in America, and dealing with white supremacy, and just the whole discussion of it all. I feel like we are just like, man, if I had to talk about this one more time, but I feel like us talking about it is one, therapeutic, is two, necessary, and three, like, yo, like if we don't expose it for what it is, like our children's children need to know that this stuff is happening. You know what I mean? So we got to kind of, I know we want to kind of throw it to the side at this point because we've done it a lot. We actually I think one of our first second episode was about being Black in America. You know what I mean? So we before this stuff was happening, I mean, it was happening then too, but like now it's like, really, we're gonna kill somebody over some $20 counterfeit bill. We're talking about Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like are we seriously doing this in this culture today? George Floyd. So like, with me, I'm just like, yo, I don't know about y'all. I'm exhausted with this topic. I know we've kind of talked about it and we kind of breezed or maybe touched the surface of it all, but I really want to like kind of dive a little deeper. So like, where were you when you saw the video of the murder of like George Floyd? Where were you when you saw it?
So it's not funny, but I'm like downstairs. I think I might, and then I come up to the kitchen about to make something. And I just see Tanisha has the most disgusting look on her face. And I'm like, okay, what I do? She's like, I'm so sick of this and she don't cut.
I can hear her saying that.
Right. Like this, like it's enough. I said, can you start me at the beginning of the conversation, not in the head? She's like, look at this. And I'm be honest. It is sad that this was the first thing that I said, but I understand why it's the first thing I said. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack, but it's to the point right now where I've almost like waved the white flag as a Black man of the other side, trying to understand us, trying to hold back. So now it's like, because I have a son, it's more so, what do I teach him? It's like, instead of me trying to fix them, I'm just like, I want to work, like, don't be disrespectful. Like don't yell at them. Don't, like, you kind of see where I'm going. Like, that's my initial thing, is to like how do you solve the problem? And it's more so because I just feel like at this point, I don't need to see anymore. Like everything, every march, every protest, nothing's fixing it. And to me, like I saw somebody post the other day, it's more important that my child makes it home than my child proves a point. It's more important that I make it home than I grandstand and prove how right I am. And that may be sad to say, but to me, the life is more valuable. And if there's a way I can kind of redirect and go about it a different way, like, like in my mind, get his badge number. In my mind, like simple things. I'm not going back and forth with this person, because I'm going to end up being a viral video. And it's great because it moves the culture. Like, it's cool because like the culture is united, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then at the end of the day, my child has no father. My wife has no husband. My students have no school leader in that building. You see what I'm saying? At what cost?
A few months ago, me and my wife, we had a discussion. It was about a lot of different things, and the scariest part is knowing, Terrence, that you're saying that. And why am I about to get choked up? But it's like, even if you do everything right, George Floyd could still be you. It's like,
I agree.
You could literally do everything the right way, honestly doing nothing wrong, and this could still be you. So it's like,
I agree, and I'm not gonna because I agree with that. But so Tanisha and I were having that same conversation. It's like, but now I'm like, it's crazy because I'm like, how do I just increase my chances? Maybe, like, it's funny how the conversation goes from for me, it's gone beyond how do I fix them, because I just feel like I can't fix them. Like, which is where we should still be proactive. We should still be like, everything. We should still be how do we make it better? And I'm just like, I just want to come home. Like, I just want to make it home.
I think that we should. I agree with what both of you are saying to some degree. With Terrence, I'm kind of like almost what Tony was saying. Like, there's nothing you can really do to ensure that anymore, and that's what this George Floyd predicament is saying. Is that even like I was saying, I was speaking to my dad about it this morning. You could have. I used to work at a bank. You could have a counterfeit bill in your pocket right now if you have cash. You could have a counterfeit bill in your pocket right now. They say between that or a check. I don't know what he had, but that's what they were stating to some degree. You could have a counterfeit bill in your pocket, give it to somebody at the register with a $50 or $100 bill, and they swipe it and they say, okay, it's counterfeit, call the police. And you have no recourse. You didn't know, like you just maybe got it from Shoppers or got it from whatever. You didn't know it was in circulation. It can happen to you. And you.
Why do they have to be Shoppers, John?
That's what you shop. You're basic. For me, it's Whole Foods, but for you, it's Shoppers.
It's white. Thank you.
But like, it doesn't matter where you are, and you're just like, man, like, it made me really sit and think, like, for a second. It's like that, like Tony said, I saw myself on that ground. Yeah. I'm not joking about that. Like, I enough with the idea of like, this is something that we can even play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am a black man all the time, no matter where I go. And it almost makes you want to hate being black.
Mm-hmm.
It really makes me sometimes want to be like, why do I look this way? Why? Because I'm the weapon. Me being black and me having hair like this and me just walking the earth weaponizes me. And they have, I felt like he was trying to resist or don't resist. And they say, they use the jargon. They say, I think they even said in this particular situation, he was trying to resist. And the footage came back that he was complying. He's saying, yes, sir. No, sir. Like, I mean, they will try to find any reason to justify what they were doing was right and what he was doing was wrong. And it should have happened this way. And in most cases, when people, because it keeps happening in a lot of times in history, a lot of times in the past, like couple of months, they'll try to find information to say this is justified now. So because he went to jail and he was 17, or he got caught up with the law when he was 15, or whatever the case may be, he rolled with the wrong part. Has nothing to do with the offense that's happening at this exact moment. But
it's crazy that they work together. It's crazy that they found they work together at least for a year. They worked together for a year. It's the police officer.
It's even, but the fact that we even have to go there, like. They work together. Like, the fact that he did this and didn't give a damn about doing it, like.
But see, and that goes back to my point. It's the point where, like, I'm somebody who was I'm a very non-pessimistic person. I'm very always optimistic. But when it comes to law enforcement, when I'm just no longer optimistic. I honestly don't think it's.
If I get pulled up. I'm sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I just don't think I do not think there will ever be. I don't think there will ever be a change. And so therefore, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, so that's why my initial reaction, and that's just initially, my initial reaction was, it doesn't even go for me. It went to like, how do I treat, like, because like my son he has plenty of white friends. He has plenty of white friends. He has Asian friends. I think it was maybe within the past year or 2 years that he started seeing color, like, and as we get further and further away from the civil rights movement, this stuff was supposed to be like, like I just imagine Dr. King being like, 50 years from now, like, we're not even gonna have to worry about this. And like, boy, please, like, are you kidding me?
See, what I feel like I've taken away from this entire experience is there is deep riveting racism abiding within our culture and community today. It is deeply like in the it's like weaved into the culture that like we don't even. They arrested a CNN reporter as they were reporting.
Right, like what?
Like what are you doing? Like what are you doing? Like what are you doing? So
and he had his credentials on his belt. Like
it doesn't matter. Like it had a cameraman was cameraing, like was cameraing him, but was recording him because it's so unbelievable. And so and a culture today where we just talked about offline before we got on here about having having kids, working to have kids. And, I have a daughter, another one on the way. Terrence has two. Tony's, they're looking to try whatever. Like, what do you tell your kids? What do you tell your kids? Because Terrence, you said, just try to talk to them and say, try to be cool, try to get home. Getting home, it seems less like an option as soon as you come into contact with these police officers.
A dog is more valuable and stirs up more anger than a black person being harmed for no reason.
Yeah,
I got, and that's my thing. I'm like, when I say I'm fully with you all, I do believe it still might not matter. You see what I'm saying? I believe it still might not matter. Me talking, like, polite, me complying. Yes, sir. It still might not matter. It might not. But I don't know.
More than likely won't. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. But I don't know what else not to teach my son. Like I find myself even now more like, I think that's even why I'm so hard on my students. Like when I tell my students why I'm so hard on them when they are disrespectful, I never see the school environment. I always see, if you're like this here, you're like this with your boss, you're gonna be like this with a police officer. It's gonna cost you your life. It's crazy, but my mind goes to that.
Yeah.
And I have those conversations with them every time.
I mean, as you should, yeah.
That's why I said I don't really care about this. This is middle school. This is nothing. Like, makes sense. But if you don't understand how disrespectful you are, how challenging you are, how defiant you are to an authority figure, that means you're not going to get it when you get in a police officer who may be in the right. Watch this, who may be in the right. Like you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, because I would say majority of the time the student is doing something they're not supposed to be doing, right? That's hypothetically speaking. You should not be doing what you're doing. Police officer tries to pull you over. No, who are you? Like, no. Now this person who could be racist is looking for a reason to put you on your back and do whatever you want. And that's just what I want to prevent. And I just feel like I'm with you all, but I just come back to it like that's my initial reaction was like, yo, how do I save my son's life?
But I want to flip this because, not taking devil's advocate. That's not what I'm saying when I say flip.
Yeah.
But like yesterday, I was working. I was so annoyed and irritated yesterday. And my wife came up and talked to me, and I was just like, what do you want? Just, because I'm just not in the mood. And essentially I went to go apologize to her later, and she was like, what's wrong? And I'm just like, do I really even need to talk about it? And she got it from that. And then we actually started talking about it. And then she started to trip because she's like, I'm scared for you.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing I can do to protect you. There's nothing I can do to change this. There's nothing I can do that will make anything better. And I flash back to all these situations where she kind of goes off on me, like when I'm driving or do something wrong. And it's because she's scared that this will happen to me in front of her eyes, or that this will happen to me, period. Like, we had an argument about, not even an argument, because I just let it go. I grew up, my grandparents had a porch. In DC, we sat on the stoop. I'm like, I want to go outside. I was thinking about going out front, just sitting on the stoop, listening to some music. She was like, no, you can't do that. And I was just like, what the heck you mean I can't go sit on my front step? Because I don't want to think like that.
Mm-hmm.
But immediately she didn't even want to go into why. But she's like, I'm afraid of what will happen to you being a black man sitting on the stoop in a hoodie of my house on my front step.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff is just, honestly, it's like, it has you speechless. Like, all this stuff is happening.
Do you guys, like, do y'all agree with, like, do y'all agree, like, with the charges?
The third degree or something?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony. You said.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's the best pathway to actually get a conviction. because you can't argue that he already was going out to kill a black man. I mean, you really at that point with that situation, I don't think it's a realistic defense.
Got
you. But I think that. Go ahead.
So I agree with you. I just want to say that I think that's why I think details like the fact that they knew each other for a year matter.
Yeah.
Like you best believe.
But at the end of the day, he just is like, you're not getting up. That really was the energy. It's like you're not getting up.
If they're going to dig into if they knew each other, had they ever had any interaction with each other that was negative. Because in that case, that does change it. Because in other words, it's like I know this person. I don't like this particular person. Yeah. So I'm not. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you. All I care about is you killed somebody that you killed somebody. Like you just killed somebody. Like legit, you pulled somebody over and you took them out their car or whatever, and you killed them. Like,
one of those is third degree and one of those is first degree.
I agree with that. Yeah,
and that's why I said that detail matters because it may not, it maybe not first degree. I would say second degree because not like he woke up that morning and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to kill George Floyd." But it's like I'm going to make this nigga pay because I don't like him. Like you know.
So let's talk about for a second all the things that transpired since then. So like obviously he was convicted. Additionally to that happening, I just read yesterday or this morning that his wife is divorcing him. Okay. Obviously the riots have just exploded all throughout the United States. And that part for me, I feel like a year ago, 6 months ago, I would be like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. This should not be happening. This is overshadowing the actual intent. But today I was like, good.
Yeah.
Freaking good. Set the place on fire. You know why? Because every other time we've tried to do peaceful, and it seems like nothing's happening and nothing's changing or evolving. I'm like, set it on fire. I hate that my heart even says that and believes that.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
But I am almost like, yo, we've tried everything else and nothing else is working. Set it on fire.
John, we tried that. See, I'm okay. I'm with you all. I'm okay with it too. I have no feelings. Like, let that target go. Like, I don't care. Like, and Jennifer, I know you know about Jennifer with the lady.
Well, for our listeners, fill us in for a second.
So Jennifer, she was she's not elderly, old white lady who, let me be very clear, I did not see her at any of the videos of the protests. I did not see her while they were just protesting because they protested for like a day or 2 days before they rioted. I did not see a Jennifer or a bunch of Jennifers. Okay. Yes, there were whites there, but not like Jennifer's, right? So Jennifer decides on this day that she was like, there's a video of her surfacing about this lady Jennifer on a wheelchair, and they should have
flipped that wheelchair over.
Yeah, a rover.
I'm sorry.
I know with you. She's talking to the media about they was punching me, they was kicking me, and I was just trying to stop them from looting. Jennifer is a bald-faced liar. First of all, she stood up several times and went after some black people, and she had a knife in her hand. Second of all, why are you there? Like, why are you there, Jennifer? And so there's a video of her. I mean, these black people are going ham. She is covered, like, in the fire extinguisher. It was. I'm sorry, I laughed. Any other time I would not laugh, but I'm like, Jennifer, you're gonna eat all of that. Like somebody said, if wasn't all the smoke was a person, it's Jennifer. Like she got all the smoke. Like,
What I can't stand is when people cause something, like caused it, and then try to play the victim.
That's like the lady in the park, Tony.
Yeah.
The lady in the park that called she had her dog free in the park, and the guy was watching the birds, and she's like,
anytime you see a black person walking in a white area with a dog not on a leash, guess what's going to happen? The exact same thing that happened to her.
She got fired and everything. And my thing with that one was like, yo, you know the weapon that you have of being white, and that part for me killed me.
I watched Trevor Noah earlier today.
I don't think she does.
Slow down. What do you mean you don't think she knows the weapon that she has? She called the police and understood that the police would come.
No. She watch what I'm saying. She does not she knows her hope was that her whiteness would save her, but she doesn't understand how she weaponized it. That's what I'm saying. Like
she knows.
I disagree with that.
I don't think so.
Anytime that you call the cop and say that somebody's threatening your life and it's a black man, you know what the hell you're doing. You know the consequences that you want to come. You know.
Has she been under a rock, T? She's been alive to know that this is what happened.
I'm trying to say. So let me rephrase what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this. I think there are mass amounts of white people who do not believe in white privilege. That's what I'm trying to say. I do not think she believes in white privilege.
But they know what's going to happen to the other person.
Or if I don't think she understands that. I think she thinks that the black person are just wrong. That she's not privileged. You're just wrong. And part of
regardless of understanding privilege or not, she knew the consequences that were going to come for this black man if she calls the cops. Regardless of that.
Racist. Like you are, she's like I didn't mean to be racist. That's what lets me know I don't think she understands. Because you can tell, but with the word she's using,
you giving too much. You giving too much leeway here, T. You giving too much leeway.
No. I'm not. You think I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt? I'm not giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying that white. I think we will not move past this until we understand that white privilege is a thing. She does not understand that white privilege is a thing. She did not think she was being racist, ma'am.
This is where we disagree. We think that she did know she was being racist. She just say, listen. She's saying,
I'm going to call the cops.
I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to use my whiteness to basically fight against it.
She thought that was right.
T, wait a second. Before you say that, you don't think that once this all went viral, she lost her job, that now all of a sudden she's not racist? Of course she's going to say I'm not racist.
No.
Of course she's...
I listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying
hearing you. You're not saying... I don't agree. That's all I'm saying.
I got you, and I don't agree with you all. I think that she honestly thinks that she's not racist. I think she, in her mind, in her stupid mind, she thinks she thinks because she is so.
How do you delineate between the two? How do you separate the two? Wait, hear my question. How do you separate the two between someone being someone that's like racist or someone that's just like, oh, I'm right? Because you're saying you can interpret that through her action.
I'm saying she is blind to her privilege because she now.
How do you? I'm asking you to answer the how. How do you know that she's blind to her privilege? How do you know that?
By her initial reaction in general and what she said.
I'm calling the cops.
Yeah, at least
telling them that you're threatening my life.
Yes, at least this is what I'm saying. Even though you disagree, I'm with it. She is so gone in her privilege, and she is so privileged that she can't see the privilege. In her mind, she's right, and the black people are wrong.
I hear your point, D. I'm not.
What does that have to do with anything?
We equate racism. Everyone equates racism as being a bad thing. See what I'm saying? Like nobody equates. Like, that's why people are like defending Donald Trump. People are defending because racism itself is a bad thing. I get that she believes that. I'm saying she doesn't believe what she did is that. You see what I'm saying? She doesn't believe what she did is that. She believes racism exists. She thinks that she's not one of them.
I understand your point in saying that. I just don't agree with that point. That's all. We don't have to go back and forth. Because my issue is that you can't tease that out. But like, how do you tease that out as a Terrence towards her mental construct of like racism versus like being right? How do you tease out that she's not being racially motivated? I'm
not saying that. I'm saying she doesn't think that. I'm not saying.
How do you say she doesn't think that? That's what I'm saying. I'm asking you how you're saying she doesn't think that. How do you know that? You just said she doesn't think that. How does she know that?
I guess I'm kind of confused because I'm gonna try to explain a different way.
What is happening, T?
I don't know. Listen, what I'm saying.
You're making the point. You're
literally saying that she's thinking this. She doesn't think that. She's thinking this. She's not seeing that. How do you know that?
But how do you know she's not?
Because of her actions that said it's a black. Listen. It's a black man in the park. He's attacking me, and she calmly calls, and then she starts raising her voice to make it seem like this guy is literally attacking her, which is she's weaponizing her whiteness and her privilege.
We see that because we're black. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And white people who are not racist and who do not have black fear also see that because they don't have it. I'm saying that the person is so far gone, she does not see her actions as being racist. She doesn't get it. That does not watch this. And I want to be very clear because some people were listening. That does not negate a level of guilt. This does not mean that she's now off the hook because she. But
my thing is, why are you making this argument? Why are you even making this argument?
Because I'm saying that that's the core problem. The core problem is whiteness and white privilege. Whether not the fact that she did something racist. The bigger problem is she doesn't so case in point, the guy Cooper. So the guy who they're both named Cooper and they're unrelated. A lot of people, he's getting a lot of flack because he went not into our defense, but he basically was like, I'm not going as far as him. I think she should be fired. He didn't think she should have been fired. F that. She should be fired. I don't want her to have another job ever again in life. I don't care about her damn dog. I just don't. All that she deserves. Your understanding of what you did doesn't negate the consequence. Just because she doesn't understand that she's racist doesn't mean she's not racist. I'm saying that the problem is there are a core group of people who don't understand their actions are racist. We just think they do because in our mind and our bodies it's happening to me, so you should know what's happening to me, but they don't. That's why they keep doing it. Because they don't get it.
You're saying they're doing racist actions, but in their mind, they're just right.
She just thinks she's right.
I think they do it because they know that they can get away with it, and they know that it's okay.
I agree with that. I agree, Tony. But what I'm saying is, I still agree that they don't believe it's racist, and they will find excuses to say, "Well, that's not racist. I just was scared. That's not racist. He approached me." That's and the battle that we have is to get them to understand this is why these things are racist. This is why. And so that's why the guy was like, stop giving her death threats. Now he wanted her to get her job back. At that point, you just a little too nice.
I feel like moving on from that because I feel like we're at an impasse. But I feel like at the bottom line, I kind of agree with the guy. I don't think we should be canceling people's whole livelihood because of their ignorance.
And see, I'm not there.
That's where I am. It's like because there are things I'm ignorant to or whatever, and I've operated in. I would hate someone to say like, "Well, you don't have no means of being able to make money anymore because you're ignorant in that area." You know what I'm saying? So I think that whole idea of like you should never get a job or you should not be able to have a job. I'm like, nigga, I need to feed myself.
Wait,
I mean,
don't allow that.
She worked for Franklin and Templeton at an investment firm.
I mean, yeah, she should have, because if black people come to that firm, it could lead to.
I agree with you.
I'm
saying, well, she can get another job. I mean, she's going to need to get another job and be racist somewhere else. So, I mean, it doesn't really necessarily matter. She's got to feed her family. Be racist somewhere else. But I'm saying the whole cancel culture bothers me. But even aside from that, we asked the question on here, like, do you think like the other officers should be charged just like the first?
All of them.
Same charge?
Same charge.
Wow, Tone.
Why?
Tony,
because
He out here. He's like, yo, y'all.
You sat there and you watched it. If we rolled up somewhere and you shot somebody and we're right there with you, you think they're gonna give us a lesser charge?
I agree. If I drive a car and you rob a bank and you come in my car and I drive away, they're gonna charge all of us with robbery. They're gonna charge us all. That's the only reason why I agree is because I am, my pet peeve is when things are not fair, and my wife knows that. That's my pet peeve. If what's good for what's good for the goose should be good for everybody else. And so whatever that phrase is. So the same way you do us, the same way you try to charge us. Yeah. Like, and they be, in my opinion, sometimes they know, all four people in there did not know what was going on. But they're gonna put all four and charge all four. Make sense? Now, I do believe that all four of them should get the same charge. If I was if I believed in the death penalty, I would say the guy who did it should get the death penalty. The rest of them should get life. Maybe I'm like on that regards, but I do.
They should all get life without parole, so they can suffer. Life without parole, so they can suffer.
I agree. They should have spoke up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like the idea that they can sit there and watch this happen, the guy saying he can't breathe. I heard one report where they said, like, shouldn't you let him up? Shouldn't you? And he's like, no, like he could stay like right here. Like essentially, one police officer did ask. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, for 8 minutes and some change, your knee was laying into someone's neck, and there's no question as to why that person passes away moments later.
So let me say the problem I have. I have a problem with. I don't like the charge. 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 But what I more so, did you all watch the video of the guy reading the charge?
I didn't watch it. I didn't.
So you should go back and watch the video. Y'all should go back and watch the video of the guy reading the charge. It was the same guy who had been on there for 2 days, and he literally comes up to the mic. And John, that to me is the more dangerous thing than a police officer, because this is why they do what they do. They're like children, our children. He comes up to the mic and he says 10 words. Thank you all for coming. You know, the such he's in custody and he's been charged with murder and manslaughter. Any questions? That's it. And it was almost as if niggas, are y'all happy?
Right. He's regretful. Yeah.
Yeah, like his face, his body had a tone.
Yeah.
Like it was just almost like that episode with Martin and Gina. Damn, Gina.
Yeah.
Will you marry me? Are you happy now?
Right.
And it was just like, that's the most dangerous thing. That's the one thing. And then two, why does it take people rioting, burning down for you to do what is just common sense? At the worst case, same thing with Ahmaud Arbery. Like that murder was months ago. Like months ago.
And they were perfectly okay letting that go. Perfectly okay.
To do just like at the least case.
Yeah.
You have enough probable cause to arrest the person. Period. That's it. At least arrest and then investigate. And then see, I'm okay with that part. Like, like I'm not saying that that's all I want, but to me, that presents a level of fairness at that point. The same way I would arrest a black person if I saw him doing a crime.
I disagree. The fairness is in the conviction. The fairness is not in getting arrested.
This is what I'm saying. I haven't got there yet. What I'm saying is I am at that part. I'm at least, and I'll go a little bit deeper later. But the same way you arrest a black person if you saw them do a crime, possibly do a crime, is the same way you need to arrest these white police officers if you saw them do a crime with the same amount of speediness. This nigga this wigger had the audacity to say this was the way we did this was very quick, and this was like he said it yesterday. We did this with such speed. This happened on Monday, and I have never been part of the swiftness. You lying, bruh. The way y'all be locking up black folks when you even think something has happened.
The sad thing is that
go ahead,
that
Tom.
right there does not anger me because it is so normal.
Yeah.
Like you said, the conviction is what I want to see. Because they can. How many times have they arrested somebody to please us, and then just let them get away with it?
I agree.
I
agree with that.
And I agree with that. You know what's even worse, man? As I'm thinking as you're talking, Tone, is that they arrested Michael Flynn and then took him out because of coronavirus. Took him out of jail and let him go back into a house arrest. And so I'm saying that to say, even when you do get a conviction, they'll find a way to back in it and be like, you know what? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that big of a deal. So I'm saying you're talking about a scale that has always and constantly been tilted towards whiteness and being white and being the dominant force in America today. I am heated. I don't know what else to do. So with me, I feel the anger of our community. I feel like we are frustrated and tired and over it of our brothers and sisters dying at the hand of police officers because they feel like we're a threat because of we just being black, period. Literally being black, having hair, having a hat on, and we're a threat.
So, and with that, seeing John, that's why the conviction is important. The problem, going back to what I said, is the swiftness of the arrest is vital here, because this arrest is not swift, we
agree on that. Point, we agree on that.
Well, I'm saying about this, but I can't stress how that's a major thing. At that point, you have already sowed a seed of unfairness on any juror.
Absolutely.
Period. So watch this. I know a conviction is not going to happen. I already know that because all of this sprinkles, we really don't, he shouldn't really be here. He's only here because they riding. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that because
imagine if they don't convict him. Imagine. No, listen. Off of the strength of this alone, where it's like, yo, if you don't lock him up, we burn the whole city down. If you say, if they let this, he will never be safe. He will never be safe. He will never ever be safe nowhere.
When the last time you seen the dude that killed Trayvon?
Huh?
When the last time you seen the dude that killed Trayvon?
Yeah,
a couple months ago.
But like, just where that nigga is under protection.
He's still doing what he do.
I agree, man. No. He's still alive.
Alive and out.
He's still alive. You could be locked up, but you're alive. These people are ending Black people's lives off the strength of their color, man. You just listened to part 2 of Being Black in America. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast today. This is a very, very important topic to Terrence, Antonio, and I, and we want to keep the conversation going. So listen, follow us right now, right this moment, on Instagram and Facebook. It's at Relentlessly Real Podcast, and you can just follow us there. If you want to go on YouTube, we're at Relentlessly Real Podcast as well. You can just leave a comment and say whatever you got to say. We want to hear what you have to say, good or bad. If you agree or disagree, we want to hear from you. And if you want to submit a topic to Relentlessly Real Podcast at gmail.com. Again, that's Relentlessly Real Podcast at gmail.com. We will look at what you want to talk about and see if that fits what we want to discuss right now in the cause. We'll probably talk about it for real. But listen, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We hope to talk to you soon. Peace.